Yes.
Yes. Delta Goodrem.
So nice to see you.
Oh, it's so nice to be here. Thank you for having me. It's very beautiful here.
Comfy, yeah.
I'm here
We're
all the
all
time.
here. Yeah.
Learning so much. It's just really awesome.
For me? No.
Yes, you particularly, Shane.
Well, we can ask you takeaways at the end of the show, so that's okay.
Great.
But 20 years since Mistaken Identity came out. You're doing shows in Sydney and London. Wow, do you ever have a moment thinking 2 decades later, did you think you would be doing everything and taking over the world?
Well, I do know that when I got into it that I always had in my mind that I will be doing this in my life forevermore, that I had long-term thought processes and that I was in it for the long haul, that it was my heart. And I think revisiting Mistaken Identity, the album, sort of there's been this sort of culture moment where you can have people are really enjoying kind of going back into albums that they've had from different chapters. And whilst we've been doing new music and enjoying that, revisiting the albums that maybe in that time I didn't get to tour because of my life's trajectory, getting to kind of circle back to them 20 years later and have a really healing moment where we're with the audience and talking about stories of such a intense time where, you know, I was so grateful so many people took my albums into their homes and we had, you know, we went through so much. And then the album speaking about my diagnosis and going through Hodgkin's lymphoma and then looking at here we are now, 20 years later, what did we learn from that time? How have we been able to make something of it? Has been just really cathartic. That's what I could say. We did Innocent Eyes and then we've done this Mistaken Identity. We head over to London this week. And it's just a really beautiful connection between the audience and getting to do those songs, the whole album.
Well, speaking of circling back 20 years, we had a photo earlier of Crawford 20 years ago. I found one of us. Look.
There we are.
Look at your eyebrows.
People ask me straight out the gate, what fails? And I'm like, my eyebrows.
That's all of us.
All
of us. Look, you and Mel, and thank God they can grow back.
Well, you know, it was trendy back then.
It really was. You were diagnosed with cancer when you were 18. If you could go back and give that girl some advice, just one piece of advice, what would it be?
I mean, there'd be a lot. I'd have a Rolodex. But, you know, it's funny, when you were all talking about the silent retreats, I was thinking that, you know, I think that sort of balance between when you're in sort of a tornado of you know, sort of all of a sudden a magnifying glass and understanding a new energy of when you're out with people every single day and it's coming at you from all angles. I think that I would have probably, my advice would say, in good news, it just gets even more fun and you love it as time goes on. But I think the intensity moment is to always walk away and have those silent moments and really, like, step into being able to truly hear your voice amongst so much going on. And I was thinking, I was like, even though I couldn't do 4 days, I'm not sure, well done to Josh. 4 days I would definitely be calling Evie as well, having a good old yarn. But at least just having those moments where you really just, because you have so much at that age, you've got such a unique perspective at that age before so much influence comes in. And I would have told myself to always, you know, consciously go and retreat back and always hear your own voice.
Yeah. Delta, I want to ask you, like, something as traumatic as that, an experience like that, we all go through something and it kind of shapes you. How has it shaped yourself?
You know, I think the fact that 20 years later, the impact that we've been able to do in a sort of positive silver linings way is be able to start the foundation, for example, and be able to make a difference through having an experience that so many people go through, and you know, knowing that you're not alone in that time and standing as a survivor and being able to talk from a place of not behind a veil where, you know, I don't know that experience. You can talk about the granular of, oh, this is what you went through, this is what, you know, I went through. And I think I'm really proud that, you know, we can kind of be in this chapter healthy and I can speak from it from being able to do the Delta Goodrem Foundation, really.
Beautiful.
You know? Exactly, and be able to give back, you know.
Can you actually tell us about your foundation and the work that you're doing?
We started the foundation in 2020. And we have, you know, worked extremely hard at building it. But I think it kind of stems from, I had been such an umbrella for so many different charities, and I had been so proud that even from our, you know, from the work of my diagnosis, 22 years later, with St Vincent's, I've been able to help raise $120 million through our initiatives. Whether it's the King Hong Cancer Centre or Bone Marrow Transplant Unit. And I think from that place and my partnership with St Vincent's, I'm a real ride or die. So when I love people, I'm extremely loyal. And, you know, I went back to my doctors and professors and said, you know, how can I be of service? And we've been able to fund 4 research fellows in cellular therapy and cancer research. And we have the Community of Kindness, and we have our brand new Angels and Heroes program.
So tell us about that.
Yes. So the Angels and Heroes program, well, it was really born from a place of obviously with the wonderful nurses, and sort of they are the cornerstone of our healthcare system. And
they're my favourite people in the world.
Yes, well, they're angels and heroes really walking amongst us. Yep. And I had always been, again, you know, when I'd been so impacted by their help and their love, that I wanted to turn to it and say, how can I be, you know, how can we do this? So we've been able to, basically it's been a new program, and we started small. We've got International Nurses Day, obviously annually on May 12th. And we actually, excitingly, we had started in Sydney, and now we're going national. So we're going across the country. And all across St Vincent's in Australia, we'll be supporting this program.
Well, we've got 2 gorgeous nurses in the audience, Olivia and Bernie, both finalists in the Nursing Excellence
See if we can pick them in the
Award.
audience.
Hi, ladies. Hi. Olivia, why is it important for nurses, do you think, to be so supported in their work?
I think, you know, everyone at one point in their life is going to come in contact with nurses in particular, whether it be yourself or a relative. We're the first people that you see. We're the last people that when you walk out the door as well. To have that recognition of all the hard work that we do, a lot of it sometimes thankless, sometimes obviously very, very thankful. And, you know, it makes a big difference to the job. It's a very, very difficult job, but we do it because we love it. But, you know, having that acknowledgement just means a lot.
Well, you are angels.
Yeah,
you are
definitely.
heroes.
Really are.
We could not be without you. Bernie, favourite Delta song?
I would say Born to Try.
Nice. Love it.
It's a very OG one.
Yay. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Delta, what do you think is the single most important thing to self-help? What's your tip?
As somebody who's always, you know, on the job with like music or performing, I have to, like an athlete, I have to always check in with my body and make sure that we're feeling healthy, because, you know, I'm in contact with, you know, making sure that I'm feeling ready to go, ready to get out there and sing. You know what I mean?
He knows what you mean.
I know what you mean.
Checking in on you.
But it's also like, it's the same with the nurses. There's a lot of passion that has to be involved in, you know, when you choose a job and moving with your passion. And I'm so grateful that I found my passion young, and I love getting to do live shows. There's nothing better than being in a room of electricity with people singing the songs together. One song, you know?
And you're okay at it.
Thank you. I like that my day job.
Yeah.
You seem to hold a tune fairly well, so well done. Would you like to play? This is a new quiz that's taken the world by storm. No, it has.
Great.
It's time to play. Well, well, well. No, this is true. We've had feedback from America. We've had feedback from Europe.
Everybody wants to be on the show.
That's awesome. Well, that's why I came. It's viral. It's taken off.
Yes, these are meant to be rapid fire, but...
I'll do my best.
You do whatever you want. OK. You have to choose one, facial, manicure or pedicure.
Probably facial.
Right, yes. Very relaxing, very nice.
Yes.
Do you have a remedy for jet lag?
My remedy for jet lag is to, as soon as I get to a country, I just stay on that time zone that day, no matter if we've got in at 2 a.m, you know, 9 p.m, I stay on the time zone.
What would have been your backup career if music or acting didn't work out?
I would have been. I would have studied like physics or science, or otherwise I would have been a sports person.
You're good with a Bunsen burner, are you?
I love studying anything to do with the
You said a
universe.
sports person. What sport?
Yeah. I was a snow skier, actually.
Oh, snow skier.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was. I had a crossroads when I was 14.
Yeah. Do you still?
I mean, I don't get to ski as much anymore because we keep chasing summers on shows. But snow skiing and racing was my thing. Actually, had a crossroads of make an album or join the AIS.
Oh, yeah. God. Yeah.
Wow. Very good.
I would appreciate you not wrecking my segment. I loved it.
I've never seen you so flustered before.
I just had a hot flush. Okay. No, seriously. What snack food is your guilty pleasure?
I'm prone to a mint slice.
Oh, yes.
I eat them by the whole, like, I don't know why.
The biscuit or the little... Oh,
the biscuits.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
biscuits.
I'm thinking after dinner mints.
No. The biscuits. I love all chocolate biscuits.
Hey, if your mood was a smoothie, what flavour would you be tonight?
I'm always like a banana nut, you know?
Banana nut. It's your nickname now, banana nut.
This has been our best well ever.
Well.
Thank you so much for playing, Delta. Some great answers.
Thank you very much.
Delta Goodrem in well.